Those left are young, reckless, and often terrible shots.
And that's how you get a little girl shot or a 2-year-old child.
That 3 to 6 o'clock hour is actually when a lot of kids get in trouble.
As a police officer, I saw where kids were being unsupervised after hours, running at large in the streets, drug dealers soliciting them to be runners, lookouts.
Latchkey kids come from all walks of life. No matter what advantages a child is raised with, coming home to an empty house can be asking for trouble.
And maybe decide they want to cook something and start a fire. They decide that they're going to go outside and do whatever they want to do until mom and dad get home because they're never going to know.
We know what you're up against. Our campaign will encourage Oxford residents to take accountability for our community and its youth.
Good evening, everyone. We are the ENRICH agency. We're an integrated marketing communications company that focuses on brand awareness. We chose the word enrich to represent our agency because its core definition means to enhance or improve the quality of. We thought this was fitting for our agency because we hope with every client we take on that we improve or enhance the quality of. We have conducted both primary and secondary research to gain more insight on our target audience in the LOU Barksdale Clubhouse. Now let's meet the team.
I'm Colby Bennett and I'm from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
I'm Lindy Goodson and I'm from Maryville, Illinois.
I'm Meredith Hull and I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi.
I'm Elena Pierce and I'm from Orlando, Florida.
I'm Caroline Votal and I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida.
So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history. I know that most of you already know the history of the Boys and Girls Club, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a refresher. So the Boys and Girls Club originally started in 1860 by 3 women, Mary Goodwin, Alice Goodwin, and Elizabeth Hammersley. Upon seeing young boys roaming the streets, they thought that there had to be something more productive that they could be doing with their time. Thus, the Boys and Girls Club started. Since then, y'all have helped more than 4 million children, and you just had such a positive impact on all of those lives. The Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi is an extension of the Boys and Girls Club of America. They were founded in 1996 with the same principles, wanting to help children and just have a positive impact on them.
So after meeting at the LOU Barksdale Clubhouse location, we discussed several different issues that wanted to be fixed, and as a team we decided to focus on 2 main issues to solve, and they include increasing membership and membership retention. We hope through our campaign you see our creative strategies in which we hope to solve these issues.
After conducting primary and secondary research, we put together a situational analysis for you all. So some notable strengths are your 100% graduation rate, 29% membership increase, and 0 reported teen pregnancies in the last 8 years. However, there are some weaknesses which include the overall appeal of the club as well as your lack of social media voice for the LOU Barksdale Club. This leads to the opportunity to create a bigger social media voice for the LOU Barksdale Clubhouse, as well as the opportunity to host promotional events, which all in turn would create larger brand awareness in the community. Also, you do face the threat with the new YMCA, as well as the community perception of the club, as well as we know you struggle with gaining appropriate funding.
So we also conducted a survey with the parents of the Boys and Girls Club, and we got 52 responses. We first asked them how they stay in touch or with events and activities around Oxford, and the majority said that they get them from social media, and the second majority saying print media. So this showed we really need to raise our social media voice and add print media to our creative strategy. So we also asked them why they enrolled their own kids in the Boys and Girls Club. And it was a combination of the safe environment, the low cost, and the programs that only the club offers. So we asked them if they were aware of those programs before their own children were enrolled, and a shocking 48% said they weren't. So that shows we just really need to boost up the Boys and Girls Club around the community and show what y'all are all about. So we also did a focus group, and this was with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. And we asked them why they come. And the majority said they have working parents that work long hours, they don't have anywhere to go after school, they needed help with homework after school, safe environment, and they also come for the sports, friends, fellowship gained. So we asked them what they thought the club had that no other after-school program offered, and they said low and affordable cost, and the tutoring power hour that only the club offers. So we asked them what they thought would make their friends want to join, and they said events, and we like that too, but they also said more games and field trips.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about what our branding strategy is going to be. So through the research that we conducted, we concluded that the three main reasons why parents send their children to the Boys and Girls Club is because of the fact that they do work late, and so they can't be there to pick their kids up after school, and because they want their children to receive additional help with their homework outside of a classroom setting, as well as they want their children to be able to go to and have a safe place after school. So we decided that our target audience would be the parents of the children who attend the club, but more specifically, we're going to zero in on the moms. So our messaging, we really want to tell a story. We want to entice everyone that sees our ads, and we want to pull on the heartstrings. We want to pull on the fact that the club is such a great place to be. It's such a great community, and we want every single person that sees that ads for the Boys and Girls Club to feel like they would be doing not only themselves, but their kids a disservice by not sending them there. Therefore, we've decided that our single-minded proposition would be our community, our youth, because of the fact that in this day and age, it really does take everyone, a community, to make our youth be great, to make our youth, to give them the abilities and the tools they need to go on and to be successful. And because of this, we decided that we wanted to specifically target the moms, because a lot of times they're the ones that take accountability for not only their kids, but for other people's kids. And if they see a child that they feel like is in a situation where they need the Boys and Girls Club to be able to help them and guide them and give them the tools, that they would not hesitate. And so, yes.
Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about creative strategy. Our three main campaign elements include social media, magazine ads, and events. An important creative strategy we developed was a promotional event, and we called this event Behind the Blue Door. We chose this name because the Blue Door truly represents the Boys and Girls Club, and we thought this would greatly help with a membership increase. The event would include two different portions. One portion would include fun activities for the children to interact with each other, and the other portion would include an informational seminar to inform potential new members about what the club has to offer. On top of both portions of the event, we also included an idea of an incentive to bring in more potential new members, which would include a raffle. And if club members brought in more than one potential new members, they would be entered into the raffle to win a variety of different prizes.
So we wanted you to walk away today with a couple of action items that you can go ahead and implement on your social media, whether or not you decide to use our campaign strategy or not. So our biggest and most important suggestion that we have is for all social media platforms is to make a specific LOU Barksdale Clubhouse social media presence. This will engage the specific Oxford community, and we know that our community is getting most of their information right now through social media, so this will provide more of a specific range and people who are more relevant. Additionally, here are some aesthetic things that you can update right off the bat. So you can see this is an example I've provided, and this just has the national standard logo with the location, and this is actually a video that plays that is provided through the national organization. If you implemented this on your own site, it would provide a little bit more credibility, and people would know immediately looking that they're in the right place. So this is an example of an ad that would run on Facebook. This is promoting our event Behind the Blue Door, and it would go out about 2 weeks before the event. So for Twitter, here is an example of a Twitter account I think is doing a great job. There currently is no Twitter account for the North Mississippi locations or for the LOU Barksdale Clubhouse, so those would be things that you would want to add. If you search the Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi, there are a lot of people who are already talking about you and talking about your events, so being able to put out your own information and allowing people to retweet it would just add a lot of credibility and help spread the messages that you're wanting to get out. And here's just an example of just like an update, what it would look like just to shoot out to the community. And here's an example of a location that I think is doing a great job on Instagram. They're promoting their members, highlighting events going on. Obviously, it's very visual. They're doing a really good job with using high-quality images. Like with Twitter, there is no Instagram account at all for the North Mississippi or for the LOU Barksdale location. So I think that's something that would help keep you guys relevant and help promote awareness throughout the community. And here's just an example of a general ad that would run for our campaign, Our Community, Our Youth, and what it would look like.
Okay, so when we visited the Boys and Girls Club, we really liked the flyer that y'all gave us. So we kind of wanted to hone in on that and make a more personalized version for y'all. We hit the high points that were given off the flyer and then added our personal touch, so our community, our youth, and really just hone in on just y'all. And this would be passed out at the event behind the blue door. So 30% of our survey said that they got their information of stuff going around in Oxford from print media. So we wanted to hone in on that too. And this magazine ad would run in a community magazine like Invitation Oxford. We figured that that would really get our target audience of working parents, specifically moms, and would just boost your brand awareness around the community.
So now for the budget. We've provided 2 different packages to work within your budget and just to accommodate like what's feasible for you guys. So this is our first package, which would allow for 2 of our open house events and then a lower social budget. The next package. This would provide 4 of your open houses that we suggested, as well as a little bit of a higher social budget per month.
So in conclusion, we first want to thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for listening to everything that we have to say. And really at the end of this, we want every single person to feel the way that I know that all of you feel about the Boys and Girls Club. And we just really want them to be inspired and to just feel that sense of duty to be able to support it in any way that they can. So thank you so much. And now, if we have any questions.
No, I have a comment though. I think you guys did a great job. To be honest with you, not many people that work in Boys and Girls Club know that about the 3 ladies that started back in 1860 as it relates to young boys just running around in the community. So it shows that you did your research and great job.
Same here. Thank you for this.
So how will our client, once you execute this, know that their investment was well, worth it?
Well, through using the social media platforms, you can use analytics to be able to gauge how much people have gone to your website or typed in the name of the Boys and Girls Club. And so that way, depending on what those numbers are, you'll be able to tell if it's working and be able to tell if having a Facebook and Twitter and Instagram has brought more brand awareness.
Additionally, when you add your own, if it's just the LOU Barksdale Clubhouse, you can see how that specific clubhouse is doing. Not necessarily. It'll be more specific as to what could be improved or how well your reach and awareness is doing.
You guys use the name LOU Barksdale Clubhouse regularly? I know that's kind of a formal name. There's a lot of reference to the Boys and Girls Club of Oxford.
We're doing it more than we used to. And the Oxford Club, when it was started, there was some resistance because they wanted to be autonomous. Mm-hmm. And we're a Boys and Girls Club of Oxford, or LOU Barksdale. And they are under North Mississippi, so each community has its own identity, but they're still part of that organization. So that's been something that has taken a little bit of time to get that full cooperation or buy-in to we're part of North Mississippi, but we're Boys and Girls Club of Oxford, LOU Barksdale.
Is there the other, and I know that Barksdale's were very instrumental in the facility. So your other clubs, do they have a local name they refer to?
No, it's just Northside Club, and I don't know how they got, because they were on the north side of town. Haven Acres is in Haven Acres. Boys and Girls Club in New Albany and River. But this club does have a Twitter account, it's just been inactive. The
Okay.
previous chair of the advisory board had it, and he was the one taking care of all, and he relocated to Alabama. So, but we've got a new, she's old to us, but she just came back, the director of marketing, and she's going to get it active again.
Perfect.
And we'll be communicating, if you got in touch with me today,
Yes.
so I know y'all will make further presentation available to her, and I'm certainly glad about speaking.
Great.
We also have campaign books for y'all.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So I understand the social media piece and the flyers. Didn't you say flyers?
Yes. The brochure.
Can you talk more about why you would recommend magazine ads in Invitation Oxford? I'm wondering if that.
Just to raise more, we figured that was more of a community magazine that's just around here, and with our target being moms and working moms, we figured that one was one that's distributed a lot around town that would be picked up from a lot of places, especially working moms. So we thought that would promote the brand the best.
Didn't one of your team members actually work?
Oh yeah, and I work there.
You do work
I do work there.
You brought that up because you were discussing the fact that I know that you send photographers around, that's the whole deal, right? So everybody's kind of looking for their children, if they're pictured in there around about town.
Oh yeah, no, I did some event photography, but I was mainly writing editorials for them. But
So then that brings up my other question. So would it be more writing editorials and an ad? I just wanted more clarity about.
Would it be more
Are
money?
you suggesting that they buy an ad there, or
Suggesting
that
buy
they
an
get a
ad.
story written there?
I mean,
Or
we could send a release to them, but Invitation kind of like pick up their own, like instead of like taking suggestions, like we have kind of a doc where they decide what goes. But I think by doing an ad, it would kind of encourage a story to be written and then get the free earned media from it.
They will have some features in there, I think.
No, see, they do. They have features, and like if y'all have like an Instagram, like they do. I wrote the Instagram shout outs, and like we love to do those for stuff like the Boys and Girls Club that was just community based, people who aren't getting profits off of us promoting them and stuff like that. Like that would be a big thing for them to promote your Instagram once it gets going.
I think like a spread would be like just a big statement piece as well, and something that's going to sit around the Oxford community, whether it be like a dentist office, on your coffee table, and when you're flipping through, it just is like very in your face and like.
And it's free around
aesthetically
town.
pleasing and like just brings awareness and brings it back to mind.
One of the things Edie probably really do is make sure that they're on her list when you have events and stuff. You see someone down and take some pictures and they'll put them up.
Yeah, if you call Invitation Oxford, they'll put you on a dock and they'll send someone like me to do an out and about shoot for y'all. And it'll be at the end. Yeah, you can call and definitely do that to promote y'all also.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, based on your presentation, what part of it can be used to change the perception of what most people think Boys and Girls Club is? Just a babysitting facility for
Well, I think
black
that
kids.
that would really be why we would want to put a lot of emphasis on drawing people into the open house, because that would really be where you would be able to like talk about face to face. Your kids are talking about how great of a time they had when they were in the other room playing, and you got to hear all the benefits and things that they do directly, like from your own words. Does that make sense?
Can you go back to your creative though? Sorry, I'm.
Yes, which one?
So, is there a reason you chose a child doing homework rather than a child playing?
Because that speaks more, I think, to the parent, the mom, who is, the kids probably, they might see it, but they might not think much of it, but a mom might see that and say, oh wow, that's extra help that my child could be getting.
Do you think that plays into a little bit of the sales comment, the fact that, there's other things going on down there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And this event really is for the parents to have and to get information, and then just be able to bring their children along, and so they can play in the other room and have fun, but the parents can get real information and not just rumors that they've heard around town.
And another thing with that graphic, the parents actually answered on the survey that they wanted homework help for their kids. Like that was a big reason to send them.
And actually, the greatest dilemma Boys and Girls Club have is balancing parents want their kids to come to the club to get help with their homework. Kids want to come to the club to have fun and play. And so if your target is that parent there, then that power hour or homework help would be a great capturing moment of what we do.
Are they required to actually participate in the homework session? I know a lot of great kids go to CASA, and they have to sit down with them for some period of time, I guess.
Everyone is required to participate in Power Hour. What they do in Power Hour may differ because everybody don't have homework.
Well,
So, sometimes they may have to read a book, or we call it high yield educational activity, fun with purpose. So there are a variety of activities that can be done during Power Hour, but ultimately our goal is to provide that additional homework assistance, whether it's tutoring, homework help. That's the primary goal.
And getting parents to leave them there until power hour is over. When they get off work, they come and get the children. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank y'all so
Thank you.
much.